The next feature in the Contents tab I want to cover is the new item list. So I'm going to go into Edit and access my Contents tab. And it's this section here that I use to create anything new in this page. So the simplest thing I can do is I can just select a new type of content and say I want to create a new one. Okay, so in this case I created a new HTML element, appeared in my Part tab. I can go edit it, change it, add content to it, etc. The other things I can do though, say I want to create maybe a two-column layout, then I can start looking at these buttons here, because to create a two-column layout I would have to take a couple of HTML elements. So I'm going to create these two, and I'm going to actually put some content in here so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is going to be HTML1 and HTML2. And by default, these two things are going to display on the page on top of each other, right? So they're going to run down the page. But from the Contents tab, now that I have them here, I can take these two elements and I can move them into their own grid or inner page, some other container that I can use to lay out these content. So I'm going to take this information, I'm going to select grid in this case, I'm going to move these two parts into a new grid. So I'm going to create a new item. When I create the new item, now I have a grid. I can go to my grid and I can do something like, I'm going to set out a 24-column grid. I'm going to put each thing in 12 columns. So that would create a two-column layout. That's one way to do it. Now also in the Contents tab, I'm going to go back and create two new HTML parts again. So I've got my two HTML parts at the bottom, and this time I decide for some reason I want these both to be their own pages. So I can select page as my type, and I can say move each into. All right, and in this case, it's going to take those two HTML elements and create two new pages for me. And then I can name those pages by just going through the part palette, selecting the page, setting the title, and moving on to the next page. All right, so that's it for the new item list and new features in the Contents tab. Simple and easy.